Kangana's not the only one with trouble right now, as Vidya Balan has a lot riding on her next release, which is Hamari Adhuri Kahani. Earlier in the day, we met the actress who actually convinced me that every woman is going to fall in love with Emraan, Hashmi, once she catches this film. I'm here with Vidya and Emraan. They are at the NDTV studio with us. So tell us about your latest film. It's been a while actually. We haven't seen both of you in a while on the silver screen together. So how is it? Excited?
Oh, absolutely. Also because it is a love story, and I think
quite an intense one at that from the trailers. An absolutely fabulous trailer.
Oh,
really.
Thank you. I personally love love stories, romances, and I think we don't make them anymore. At the most, there are rom-coms, but Mohit Suri started the trend with Ashiki 2, and I'm glad that we've gotten a chance to continue that with Hamari Adhuri Kahani, because really I think people are in a space where they're willing to feel, at least in the dark confines of a theatre, they're willing to cry their hearts out and not just watch action or thrillers or comedies.
But it does seem like a very sad sort of, intense, not sad is the wrong word, but really intense, like the chemistry between both of you. And how difficult was that to kind of get into such an intense character for you especially? I'm just like, with a big office.
Well, it's not about being sad or, it's certainly intensity, but I think, without mincing my words, I'm not a big rom-com fan, but I think rom-coms are extremely misleading. I think it's the real world romance. I think it's the real portrayal of what love really encapsulates, what is needed, the responsibility, the trust, not devoid of pain. Of the intensity of fights, of anger. I think all these are emotions that generally you don't see in romantic films, but I think that's what true romance is all about. And I think it's just a script that I don't think anyone could say no to. Mr. Mahesh Bhatt has penned this after 15 years, after making us cry in a film like Zakham, and then he penned this with all his experiences and seeing so many relationships and life, and we felt that if we have to make people cry, this is an opportunity. So we'll be very happy if you cry in this film.
Now, what are your expectations from the film, though? Because it's a very different sort of role, and people obviously expect, if Vidya's there, you guys both have so much riding on your shoulders. You just expect impeccable performances. So how do you feel? What is your instinct? How do people gauge? Yes, they do.
Please interrupt and embarrass the life out of Emraan Hashmi and tell you that when you watch him in the film, you're going to fall in love with him all over again if you're already in love, or you are going to fall in love with him. He represents a certain hope, an ideal that every woman is going to want in her life.
I can only feel that in the trailer, though.
Yeah.
My wife says that very sadly.
No,
I said, why aren't you more like Arav? I think all men aspire to be like Arav. I think sometimes we do fall short just a little bit. I'm trying to be the perfect Arav right now for my wife. Otherwise, she will obviously walk out in the desert like you did with the suitcase. But I think apart from...
she'll whack you.
Yeah, she'll whack me with the suitcase and then she'll walk out. But I think, definitely. There's, with every film there is a lot of riding. But like we've been telling everyone, it's... In this film, it's not about the destination. It's been more about the journey. And for us, it's the journey that's made it super hit. It's given that status to the film. It's something that we've... given our hearts and our souls for like 6 months. We have worked on this film. It started off with a very personal script that Bhatt Sahab had, a semi-autobiographical script. I later on realized that there were excerpts from my own, of my grandmother's life in the film. I didn't even know about it. So it is that personal, and then we put in all our own personal experiences into this, because it's not so much about an efficient performance. It's about giving and if there's any portion of the film where you see any crafty performance, then we have failed. I think it's very felt. I think everyone felt in this film, and if you had to cry, we had to actually get down to crying and it was very tough. So it's something that's taken the life out of all of us. So of course, box office, of course that matters. But I think first it's a good film, and then business follows.